kiddos, it's me. Some call me Grandma Jean Jean, some call me Meemaw. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, we're going to have some story time today, and I hope you guys like it. So the first book we're going to do is called The Magic Tree House. Don't know if any of you have ever heard of this before or seen it, but we're going to try it. So first of all, let me put my glasses on so I can read to you. So, and there is the first picture. And chapter 1 says, Into the Woods. Help! A monster, said Annie. Yeah, sure, said Jack. A real monster in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania. Run, Jack, said Annie. She ran up to the road. Oh, brother, thought Jack. This is what he got for spelling time with his 7-year-old sister. Annie loved pretend stuff, but Jack was 8.5. He liked real things. Watch out, Jack. The monster's coming, said Annie. Jack didn't say anything. Come on, Jack. I'll race you, said Annie. No, thanks, said Jack. Annie raced alone into the woods. Jack looked at the sky. The sun was about to set. Come on, Annie. It's time to go home, yelled Jack. But Annie didn't answer. Jack waited. Annie, he called again. Jack! Jack! Annie shouted. Come here, quick! Jack groaned. This better be good, he said. Jack left the road and headed into the woods. The trees were lit with a golden light, afternoon light. Over here, called Annie. Annie was standing under a tall oak tree. Look, she said. She pointed to a rope ladder. It was hanging down from high in the tree. Wow, Jacob whispered. At the top of the tree was a tree house, tucked between 2 branches. That must be the highest tree house in the world, said Andy. Who built it? Asked Jack. I've never seen it before. I don't know, but I'm going up, said Annie. No! We don't know who it belongs to, said Jack. Just for a teeny minute, said Annie. She started up the ladder. Annie, come back, said Jack. But Annie kept climbing. She climbed all the way up to the tallest branches. And there's a picture of the tree house. See how tall the tree is? Oh my goodness. It's a tall tree, and look at the tree house. Boy, that's all snuggled up in those branches, isn't it? Jack sighed. Annie, it's almost dark. We have to go home. Annie disappeared inside the treehouse. Annie, called Jack. Jack waited a moment. He was about to call again when Annie poked her head out of the top of the treehouse window. Books! Annie shouted. What? Jack said. It's filled with books, said Annie. Oh man, Jack thought. He loved books. Jack pushed his glasses into place. He gripped the sides of the rope ladder and started up. Now we're on chapter 2. The Monster. Jack crawled into the treehouse. Wow, he said. The treehouse was filled with books. Books were everywhere. Very old books with dusty covers and new books with shiny bright covers. Look, said Annie. You can see far away. She was peering out. out the treehouse window. Jack looked out the window with her. Below were the tops of the other trees. In the distance, he could see the Frog Creek Library and the elementary school and the park. Annie pointed in the other direction. "There's our house," she said. Annie was right. Jack could see their white wooden house with its green porch. In the yard next door was their neighbor's black dog, Henry. He looked very tiny. "Hi, Henry," shouted Annie. "Shh! We're not supposed to be up here," said Jack. Jack glanced around the treehouse again. He noticed that bookmarks were sticking out of many of the books. "I wonder who owns all these books," he said. "I like this one," said Annie. She picked up a book with a castle on the cover. "Here's a book about Pennsylvania," said Jack. He turned to the page with the bookmark. "Hey, here's a picture of Frogs Creek," said Jack. "It's a picture of these woods." "Oh, here's a book for you," said Annie. She held up a book about dinosaurs. A blue silk bookmark was sticking out of it. "Let me see," said Jack. He set his backpack down on the floor and grabbed the book from Annie. "Okay, you look at that one, and I'll look at the one about castles," said Annie. "No, we'd better not," said Jack. "We don't know who these books belong to." But even as he said this, Jack was opening the dinosaur book to the place where the bookmark was. He couldn't help himself. Jack turned to a picture of an ancient flying reptile. He recognized it as a Petrodon. I'm not really sure. I think it's Petrodon. He touched the huge bat-like wings in the picture. "Wow," whispered Jack. "I wish we could go to the time of Petrodons." Jack studied the picture of the odd-looking creature soaring through the sky. "Ah!" screamed Annie. "What?" said Jack. "A monster," Annie cried. She pointed out the treehouse window. "Stop pretending, Annie," said Jack. "No, really," said Annie. "Jack, look out the window." A giant creature was gliding above the treetops. It had a long, weird crest on the back of its head, a skinny beak, and huge back-like wings. It was a real-like Petrodon. The creature swooped through the sky. It looked like a glider plane. It was coming straight towards the treehouse. "Get down!" cried Annie. Jack and Annie crouched on the floor. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. The treehouse, it spun faster and faster. Then everything was still, absolutely still. Now, that is all for today. We'll come back another day to chapter 3 to see exactly what's going on and what it is. Is it really a monster? Is it not a monster? Well, we're going to find out another day. But I wanted to let you know, remember that right now, I should say every day, but washing hands is very important. So before you go to eat anything and after you use the bathroom, always wash your hands. And how do we wash our hands? Does anyone know? Anybody know? Well, I don't have soap and water with me right now, but we're going to go through it, so just in case. So pretend this is our soap. Okay, we put the soap on our hands, and then we wash our hands. And while we're washing our hands under the water, we're going to count to 20. So can you count to 20 with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then once we've done 20 counts, then we can go under the water and we can wash all the soap off of our hands. And then guess what? We're all germ-free and we're ready to go. So we can eat if that's what we're trying to do, or we can just go about our day. But remember, count to 20 every time you wash your hands. If it's less than 20, you might still have some germs, and we don't want to spread germs, right? So count to 20. Anyway, love all of you, and I will see you another day for some more story time. Okay? All right. Love you. Bye.